Durda has been very, very busy this week tracking everything from Hurricane Erin to obviously the fires now, Julie. And here you are now. If you look at our forecast today.
And it looks spectacular, right? Compared to yesterday. Remember, Alex, Andrew, South Florida, we couldn't even see in the distance. We couldn't even see the trees right outside our studio. So improvement is occurring, though I still want you to know we have the air quality at moderate levels today. So limit your outdoor activities. This air quality alert will be in effect till 9 o'clock, maybe extended just because we are still noticing the lingering smoke and haze out there, that ash that you're probably seeing on your cars as well. But I'm happy to tell you the shift in the wind direction is slowly occurring, and you can see in the last model of my in-house model from the smoke that the brush fire is basically pushing more of it towards Coral Springs to Boca Raton, where yesterday it was a direct impact right towards Weston, right towards Fort Lauderdale, right towards North Miami. Now we're seeing the effects of the southerly breeze and that southwesterly wind, which will help push that smoke and haze further north, but still we still have it lingering, just not nearly as thick. Visibility at 10 miles, that's fantastic. Look, winds out of the southwest in the Keys. We do have winds at 5 miles per hour in Broward County. Speaking of Broward, we have temperatures in the lower 80s and Miami-Dade as well. It's hazy start for Broward County. For you in the Keys, we do have a few showers I've been watching, with even some lightning out there for parts of Duck Key, Layton Key, and Plantation Key. We are expecting some showers of our own this afternoon. Tropical updates in 5 a.m. advisory on Hurricane Erin, winds of 105 miles per hour. It's taking that east jog away from the United States, which we've been waiting for. It's a north-northeast direction. As for this morning, they're already dealing with the outer bands of this system, bringing tropical storm force wind gusts, coastal flooding, high surf, and rip current risk. We also have two other areas we're watching behind Erin. One right on the heels behind Erin. It has a 70% chance of development in 7 days. More coming up.
South Florida, this accident is still active out there. This right here is I-95 going northbound at Sterling Road. Let's take a look here. You can see it seems like you guys are at a complete standstill out there, which is no fun. This just happened. So these emergency vehicles are we're blocking off 2 left lanes here, but you can see that several emergency personnel are on the middle of 95 now. So that's no fun. You definitely want to avoid this. Let's take you to your maps so you can see the area we're looking at. Again, this is going northbound at Sterling Road. You see that chunk of red. Hopefully it doesn't stay closed for much longer. Right now it appears that they're just trying to clean something up, and then they'll continue to let you by, but I'll keep you posted on what happens. Avoid it. Let's take you to your alternate here. 441 is what you would take if you want to avoid that. Another accident here, 95 going southbound, just a little further down south. This is happening in your express lanes at Miami Gardens Drive. So you just have 1 left lane in your express lanes blocked. You can see it's not causing any major delays, but you do have some a little further back before you get to the Golden Glades interchange. Once you get past it, you're in the green, but then it gets congested again as you move further down south. So take 441 there as well if you'd like to avoid 95 going southbound. If you don't, then put some good music on. Be safe.
You've got to get
South Florida, good morning. It's 7:48 on this Thursday morning. It's Friday, Junior. Things are moving slow out there on your 95 going northbound lanes right here. This is at Sterling Road. There was an accident that was causing you a closure for just a moment, and then they opened up, but you can see things are still moving slow. The emergency vehicles have moved there to the shoulder, so it's not necessarily affecting you too much anymore, but things are still moving slowly. This is where that's happening. You no longer have any lanes blocked, but you can see the red there. You can take 441 if you'd like to avoid this. A little further down south, we're seeing some delays on the turnpike going northbound as you approach Kendall Drive. You can see this little pocket of red, speeds coming in as slowly as 14 miles per hour. You can take the Palmetto Expressway if you'd like to avoid this area. Otherwise, put some good music on, maybe a good podcast that you've been meaning to listen to. Let's take you over to some drive times here. This is the Palmetto Expressway, as I was just talking about. This is if you're heading southbound. Northwest 154th Street to the Dolphin will take you 44 minutes. I-75 to the Dolphin will take you 45. Be safe out there.
This out, we are already seeing those wind speeds very strong right where he's located. We've got wind speeds anywhere between 15 to 27 miles per hour, 23 mile per hour winds by parts of the coastline. And let's go to the wind gusts, because even stronger. Look, Cape Hatteras 35 mile per hour wind gust, 36 as we head closer towards Myrtle Beach, 25. So we'll continue to watch these outer bands that are going to be affecting parts of the coastline. But for us, we're watching that smoke and haze is starting to become a little lighter. It's not so smoky and not so thick, more of a light dense, low-lying smoke haze around for parts of Broward County, but definitely brighter skies, so that's some good news. Unfortunately, we got to limit our outdoor activities at least till 9. We may have this extended as our air quality is at moderate levels, all thanks to that brush fire. My in-house model is showing the smoke over the last 12 hours and seeing that it is depicting more of a northerly turn compared to yesterday at this time when we had a direct west to east wind flow. We have more of a southwest wind starting to take place. Visibility at 10 miles, and my in-house model pulls much of that smoke and haze starting to move in towards West Palm Beach later this afternoon and into this evening, but still some light haze could be around, some light smoke, because until we see this brush fire contained, which is not, we will have to deal with those hazy conditions, especially for communities that are closer to the area like Weston, Sawgrass, Sunrise. As for our temperatures, yesterday we tied a record high of 97 degrees in Miami. Our wind's moving in from the south right now, anywhere between 6 to 8 miles per hour. It's more of a southwesterly wind. Dew points mid to upper 70s. Feels like temperatures are in the 90s. It is warm and humid out there. I do have a few showers clipping parts of the Keys from Isla Mirada, Plantation Key, all the way towards Key Largo. And some of these storms are producing some lightning. You might be hearing the rumbles of thunder from my friends in the Keys. All right, a lot of drier air is continuing to move in from the west-southwest, so that's why we're not seeing widespread precipitation. But the good news is that west-southwest wind component, while it will push the smoke and haze more north, is also going to help steer any storms that do develop inland towards the metro coastal area. So we're calling for some soggy setup by this afternoon, which we need. Guess what? We do it again tomorrow with those winds out of the west-southwest, and we'll take it, right? You can even see my in-house model pulls. Feels like temperatures in the triple digits, and then some rainfall by around 2 o'clock in some areas. We have a high risk of rip currents for beach goers, and just letting you know, boaters, we still have advisories as well. Let's hope Mother Nature can help us out with that brush fire today.
South Florida, a live look at your northbound lanes and southbound lanes on 95 near Sheridan Street. You can see you still got some bumper to bumper out there on the northbound lane. Southbound lanes looking good though. You can take 441 if you'd like to avoid this. Let's take you to another area. We're seeing some delays, very heavy delays. This is the turnpike going northbound approaching Southwest 152nd Street. Speeds coming in here as slowly as my clicker's not working with me, but you can take the Palmetto Expressway if you're trying to avoid this. Right here, some drive times for you. Palmetto Expressway, speaking of which, 44 to 43 minutes to get you where you need to go. Be safe out there.
Julie Durda is here setting us up on this Thursday morning. Hey, Julie.
Hi, guys. Look how much better. Oh, you can't see it yet. Jinx.
Just joking.
I promise it's there.
There it is.
There you go. There it is. Yes. Look how much better it looks. Alexis, Eric in South Florida compared to yesterday. We couldn't even see the stadium in the distance. Though past the stadium, you are still seeing some hazy conditions out there. We still have that brush fire that is not contained, and it is causing very bad air quality for much of Broward County. Not nearly as bad as yesterday, but you're still dealing with the air quality issues in Broward until 9 o'clock this morning is when we have that alert in effect. But I wouldn't be surprised if they keep it longer, because air quality throughout the day expect to be at moderate levels, and we're watching the smoke and haze still lingering over much of northern Broward County, but not as much southward because we have a southwest wind, so that's directing that smoke and haze further north, and it'll continue to make its way more north in towards western Broward County and in towards northern Broward County and West Palm Beach as we go into tonight into tomorrow. But with that being said, areas closest to the brush fire obviously will be dealing with the worst of it, like Weston Sawgrass Expressway, until we see it completely out or until we see a direct south wind, keeping it mainly over the Everglades. Southwest wind will continue, and we're seeing wind speeds anywhere between 6 to 8 miles per hour, as you heard me mention. For the bus stop forecast, temperatures this morning started off in the 80s, feels like temperatures in the 90s. As for showers, I have a few showers by Duck Key, Grassy Key, right by Plantation Key, and some heavy shower activity by the Upper Keys. All right, the intermediate advisory is in on Hurricane Erin, winds of 105 miles per hour. It is making that jog to the north-northeast at 17 miles per hour, expected to push away from the northeast. But again, the biggest concern is that rough surf. We're talking about the storm surge, especially along those outer banks from North Carolina, outer banks to Virginia coast. We also have another area that just popped up in the National Hurricane Center. There's 3 areas. One's on the heels of Hurricane Erin, and then one behind that with a 40% chance, and another one in the middle of the Atlantic with a 10%. Lots to talk about. We are about to get to the peak of hurricane season, so I wouldn't be surprised if we continue to be busy. I'll have a lot more in the forecast coming up.
All right, thank you to our queen of weather here at Local 10 in the mornings. Let's take you over to your road, South Florida. Right now you are taking a look at an accident here on 95 going northbound at Sheridan Street. You can see right here in that left lane closest to the express lanes that you do have some emergency vehicles there because an accident did just happen. It's starting to slow things down for you. Once you get past it, you are okay, and your express lanes look good too. Let's take you over to your map so you can see where that is. Right here, it's as you approach Sheridan Street, so the left lane, as you saw there, is blocked. Definitely give yourself a little extra time. You can also take 441. That would be your alternate there. Let's take you over to an area that we're seeing some very heavy delays for the turnpike going northbound as you approach Southwest 152nd Street. Speeds moving as slowly as 13 miles per hour, so that is no fun. You can take the Palmetto Expressway. Otherwise, just make sure you put some good music on if you have to sit in that bumper to bumper. Let's take you over to some drive times here. Palmetto Expressway going southbound for those of you who commute this way. Northwest 154th Street to the Dolphin will take you 41 minutes. I-75 to the Dolphin will take you 42. Eric. Welcome back, South Florida. It is 8:45 on this Thursday morning, and things are moving slow out there on your roads. Let's take a look here. You do have an accident on I-95 going northbound. It has since cleared. It's on Sheridan Street. Well, it's not necessarily cleared. They've just moved over to the shoulder, so your lanes are not being blocked anymore, but you can see you've got some bumper-to-bumper traffic in those regular lanes. Your express lanes moving pretty smoothly, though. Let's take you over to your maps here. You can see across the board you guys have some delays all over the place. Those 95 lanes, you've got the MacArthur Causeway also with some heavy delays heading onto the beach going eastbound. Let's take you a little closer to where that accident just was. You can see things starting to clear up here. It just happened near Sheridan Street going northbound. You guys are looking pretty good in that area. An area where you're not looking too good is a little further down south. This is the turnpike going northbound as you approach Southwest 152nd Street. All this chunk of red has been red for quite some time. Speeds moving as slow as 11 miles per hour. Take the Palmetto Expressway. Spare yourself having to sit in that traffic. That is no fun. I will leave you with some drive times here. The Palmetto Expressway heading southbound will take you quite a bit. Northwest 154th Street to the Dolphin will take you 42 minutes. I-75 to the Dolphin will take you 43. Be safe out there. How are things looking outside, Julie?
So much brighter and better across much of Miami-Dade, Annalise, and Broward County, that we still have a little bit of that smoke and haze in the distance. But again, you can at least see our bright blue skies. You can see the buildings from our tower cam. What a difference a day makes. As our winds are still pushing some of that smoke and haze for much of northern half of Broward County, we still have that air quality alert. Limit your outdoor activities, especially if you have respiratory issues or allergies, because we have our air quality at moderate level. And my smoke graphic is showing a lot of that smoke and haze still lingering just across parts of much of Broward County. And that smoke and haze is expected to push more northward into West Palm Beach today. But overall, it's still out there. Even though visibility looks very good, our in-house model pulls a lot of that smoke and haze just over parts of Sawgrass and towards northern Broward County into West Palm Beach by this afternoon. And the good news is it somewhat stays that way, though we are going to keep that chance of some of that smoke and haze near parts of northwestern Broward County, since that's where the brush fire is. As for temperatures, yesterday we tied a record high, 97 degrees. Winds out of the west-southwest. While we're expecting to have another hot, humid day, highs will be in the 90s as well. Feels like temperatures in the triple digits with our dew points already in the mid to upper 70s. We already have our feels like temperatures in the 90s. We've got some showers out there. This is great. My radar's getting busy, especially for you in the Keys, where we saw some heavy downpours by Plantation Key, right by Isla Mirada, and in towards portions of Key Largo. A lot of that activity is expected to push towards the metro coastal areas today, thanks to the sea breeze that will develop. My in-house model pulls those showers and storms starting around lunchtime inland and then pushing towards the metro coastal areas. Highs will be in the mid-90s. Guess what? We do it all over again tomorrow, which is great news, because hopefully some of these showers will move right over the brush fire over Alligator Alley and US 27 and help Mother Nature get that fire and take it to make sure that it's more contained and we can be able to get rid of that smoke and haze. So hopefully Mother Nature will do so today. It looks like it with at least my heat indices. We go from a feels like temperature of 103 to 93, meaning that we'll see some showers. Headed to the beach or doing any boating, we have a high risk of occurrence for beachgoers, boaters. The bay is at a light chop for you in the Keys. Also, we do have that caution with bays at a moderate chop. Okay, we'll hope for Mother Nature to help us out with the firefight over northwestern Broward County. Have a great day.
Julie,
Yeah, how it's looking pretty much in all pockets of our area, but specifically, Julie, where we're dealing with this fire.
Yeah, Alex, it is still smoking. There's still plenty of haze, as we just saw from Cyrus live shot, and it is still providing for a moderate air quality So if you do have respiratory issues, we do want you to limit your time outdoors. As the forecast of the smoke, where it's directed right now, it's still hanging on much of Broward County. But again, our winds are expected to move in from the southwest, which will be very nice because that will help push the smoke and haze more north, more out of Broward County and into West Palm Beach. But it's going to take us time to do so. Right now, the winds are pretty variable, so we still have the easterly components, but eventually moving more northeast, and that northeast wind will really, that southeast wind rather, will help push all this towards the north. And that's what we're really concentrating on, is the next steps of watching the transition from our winds from the south to the southwest, pushing the smoke and haze to the north. Visibility looking good. Winds right now out of the southwest. Highs today in the mid 90s with those feels like temperatures in the triple digits. I'm happy to announce to you we are expecting that chance of showers in the forecast later this afternoon. Right now we have a few showers just down by the Keys. All right, the 8 o'clock immediate advisory is in on Hurricane Aaron. The system spinning with winds of 105 miles per hour, taking that north-northeast track away from the United States at 17 miles per hour. That jog just east is really the comfort zone for much of the northeastern half of the United States. But regardless, they're still dealing with a tropical storm force wind gust across parts of North Carolina's Outer Banks to Virginia coast. Also, storm surge has been noticed across parts of the area, also the coastal flooding. I'll have a lot more on this because we do have several other areas in the tropics we'll talk about in just a bit.
As Julie just mentioned, that storm surge, it's impacting parts of North Carolina. Hurricane Aaron still a Category 2 storm moving its way up the East Coast.
We are getting a look at new video showing that storm surge as waves flow into the parking lot of this fishing pier. Residents here looking for a way out after statewide evacuation orders were issued. Traveling up north now, video captured on the open seas. This is right near Rhode Island. Aaron rocking that ocean area, causing a ferry boat to sway back and forth. Officials along the East Coast are warning people to stay out of the water.
Coming up in the next few minutes, we're going to bring you a live report from Wrightsville Beach, North Carolina, with a look at the conditions there and also an update on Hurricane Aaron that's coming up at around 9:20. In the meantime, let's get a check on traffic.
All right, birthday boy, let's take a look at the road. South Florida, right here, you do have a live look at I-95 going north and southbound. This right here is near Sheridan Street. You can see things are moving pretty slowly in your northbound lanes. You did have an accident that moved to the shoulder, so you aren't being affected anymore, but still moving pretty slowly. Your southbound lanes look pretty good, though, in that area. Here are your maps. Things are starting to clear up a little bit, but for the most part, you still have congestion across the board in the areas you typically do. You have a broken down car just after the Golden Glades interchange. That is no fun because it's already congested, so when you add something to it, it's no fun. This right here is just before Northwest 135th Street. You do have a right lane blocked. You can see it's a pocket of orange. Once you get past it, you're in the green. Be safe.